Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it, boys and girls. This is a So production. We're doing it on Wednesday, July the 17th, 2024. Thank you for joining me once again. If it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? On Wednesday and Friday, dropped on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel for the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSadger if you'd like to get the videos, but like to fiscally, financially support the show, to watch it grow right before your pretty little eyes. If you've been with me from the get-go, sending all the love right back to you, wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Canada, or there down south in the United States of Americas, further down south, Mexico, South America, over there in Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, the stands, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, the Middle East, or over there in Bangkok, yes, Thailand, Vietnam, Taipei, Senegal, Singapore, Spain. Congratulations, Spain. You just won the Euros. I believe that was going on. I gotta be honest with you. I've been man. But before we get into it, by the way, today there is continuous construction going on the compound. There's construction, so if there is a little bit of buzzing, or if you do hear something, know that it's construction. Know that I'm spending millions out of pocket to make the premises even greater, out of my own pocket. All right, fine. I'm not paying for it. I did get a notice for a rent increase, so I guess I am paying for it. I'm paying for it. I'm paying for everything. But if you do hear that, it's just today's the only episode that you'll hear this. I'm making a promise, but I know I can't keep that promise, so it's not a promise. You might hear that. You might hear that. I don't know if it gets recorded. I don't know if I could hear it. If I could hear it, potentially you could hear. But that's that real shit. That's that city shit. That's that raw shit in the city, bitch. Somebody's doing construction on this beautiful building, maintaining it. It's because it's old. And old things need maintaining. I think they're applying like cream to they're rubbing the building with cream and ointments. They're giving sometimes your building needs a Brazilian butt lift. Sometimes your house might need a new pair of tits. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it needs to go in there and get vaginal plastic surgery to make it tighter. I'm not condoning it, but at the same time, I don't have a vag. Like if I had a vag and it fell on the ground and it was getting dust all over it and it broke, because I was like, let's say 47, and my vag fell on the floor. Walking, regular day, vag on the floor, breaks. Maybe I need to go get it reconstructed. Some people I've heard they do rhinoplasty, or some of it vaginoplasty, pussplasty, or something, I don't know. They tie up the lips, they make it tighter again. If you've given birth, they do that, I think. I've heard, I don't know, because I've never given birth. But again, I could imagine myself walking down the street, I lost my vag, and the car ran over my vag. I gotta put it back in the trunk of the car, take it to the doctor and get it. But that's neither here or there, okay? So what that my vag broke? So what that I had to get a reconstruct? So what? The bigger, more important things, like the Euros went down, but I gotta say, it's been a while since I've noticed this, especially since I started my little journey of comedy. Everything else has definitely taken nothing else really, I don't follow many sports anymore. UFC is the only thing I'll tune in every once in a while if I get a chance to sit down and watch the full event, but that's as much commitment as I've got to sports these days. That and my morning fucking workout. Stay fucking right there, jacked. Or, just, squatties, push-ups, sit-ups. I'm like, it's like prison up in this bitch. Push-ups, sit-ups, squats. Just so you never know, because I might just enter the bathroom and just like catch myself in the reflection and just be like, whoa there, fella. So I need to be ready. There it is. You hear that queefing in the background? I hope you do. And there's more of that until August. And then August, everything will be wrapped up. Because that's what they said. If I hear anything after August, I'm gonna put up with it, but I will be aggravated. I will put up with it like no one. I will put up with it like no one's put up with. I'll put it down. I'll put down with it. I'll put up with it, but I'll center that shit. I'll center. There it is, queefing once again. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, but there's more important things. But congratulations to Spain. We're just naming all the beautiful places and the people in and around the world doing beautiful things. I believe it was Spain versus England or Langlais. Man, There was a time, I remember there was a time where I breathed, just smelled, I slept with a soccer. I loved soccer too. I slept with a soccer ball. When I was a kid, I used to wear soccer outfits to full gear, go to sleep, hugging a ball, dreaming about dreams of kicking the ball in the back of the net and just whoop-de-whoop. But man, you change. Things change. You know, but that's one of those things that's just, I've not watched, I used to watch even highlights, but that's even out the windows right now. I'm not, you know, I still love it. I still love a good, like, if somebody does a bicycle kick into the back of the net, or if somebody does a nice header, or if somebody fucking does a corner kick, or, you know, just a freaky, I'll watch that shit and I'll enjoy it, because I know what it feels like to a certain degree, of course, not even like comparing or anything, but I know what it feels like to, if you've sported when you were younger and you watch it at the professional level, gets you going. So the Euros were on, yeah, so congratulations to Spaniol. You are now the champions or campeons of the Euros, which makes you a contender for the championship of the World Cup. Could Spain be the next World Cup winner? There's a tendency, sometimes you do see that back-to-back double deuces. Let's get a sip of this shit, but then there's Copa America, and there's the Asian Cup, and there's the something else and something else and something else too. So, you know, there's all sorts of things happening. What were we even talking about? It's Wednesday. It's so many things are happening. Man, let's get a sip of this shit. Maybe they're not even doing construction. Maybe they're just like taking chainsaws and hacksaws to body parts. Maybe they are a cleanup crew. I don't know what they're, because that's the thing, I only hear it. If I'm not out there seeing it for myself, I have no evidence. It could be a sign that says we're gonna be doing construction. For all I know, they could be hacking up body parts right outside my door right now and I don't even know about it. But I've heard of it, construction. And it's sometimes the simplest answer, sometimes maybe the most logical answer, and sometimes that may be the case that it says it's construction and it may actually be construction, but you never know. It might also be just an episode of Saw, just fucking, can you solve a riddle? Or you're not getting out of the elevator. Riddle me this. Oh, your nip's off. Oh no, you gotta chew on your own cock to get out of this trap. What? But it could just be construction, of course, ladies and gents. Let's get right into it. It was the Euros. It was the weekends. The weekends was happening. Lots of exciting things are happening in and around the world. One of the most exciting things that happened for me personally, let's start with the personal stuff for a little bit of personal, emotional, personal stuff. And then we'll get into the collective, shall we? So let's ease into this one. But also let's get right into it. Caffeinated. I got myself, something told me that I should treat myself. I should spoil myself and get a brand new get new underwear. Something was telling me, get new underwear. I hear that, I'm like, what is it? Wasn't actually I didn't hear anything, but I looked down, and at one point I noticed my old undies were ripped apart all over the place. So I'm like, it's time for new underwear. I said, let's treat yourself out there. Not everything is about work and the jokes and the coming in and tickling each other's nads and having to get that, but everything is. But everything takes it back. So I'm like, you know what? I hear you. I hear this underwear used to be boxer briefs. Now it is, it's barely holding on. It's barely holding on like this. It's a mess. Let's remove it. Let's get a new one. And I did. I treated myself, and I'm now sponsored by Insert name of company that produces underwear. I'm now this show is now brought to you by Enter name of underwear manufacturing company. These are the best underwear I've worn. Enter name of manufacturing company that specifically makes men's only underwear, or maybe women's too. I don't know, but this show's proudly sponsored by a longtime fan of Enter sponsors name and say how good they are. My nuts are, man, they're good. They're feeling good. They're the same old nuts, but new package. All right. The color on these underwear does not just come out with the first or second wash. You could wear these for ages. And that's what I did with my old underwear. But not to say that the competitors are just as good, because those underwears eventually, after years of service. They eventually fell to the elements, but these ones enter sponsor's name. But these ones, man, these underwears they know how to make men's underwears. Although they've seen, I can tell that they've looked at men and they noticed that men have 2 legs. They noticed that finally. And they've noticed that men have penises finally. And they noticed that attached to that penis, men have balls. Somebody's paying attention. So they drew out plans. They drew plans for people with 3 legs, 4 legs, 5, 6 legs. They worked the whole thing out. They took it to South America, tested it in Asia, did a blind test in Europe. Not going to talk about that. Eastern Europe, a little bit of sideways situation, but nonetheless, everybody's safe and sound. You did sign forms. You did get a little bit of pay. All right, let's not go complaining. Oh, your underwear malfunctioned. Now I have rabies on my cock. I don't care, dude. Sponsored by the best. So that's what it is. So I treated myself. And now I feel like $1 million. I feel like $23.88 plus tax. I feel like roughly $29. I feel like I've spent $30 on 5, potentially maybe 6. I actually don't remember now that it's out the package. A good amount of underwear for $30. And now I feel like $1 million. Because money is just, but whatever. Things are gonna get turned up because that's what we are all about. That's money's gonna go up now. Your money's gonna be worth more now. Because it was going down a little, but now it's gonna go up. Because now we have new underwear and my nuts feel support. It's nice. I feel like it's cupping it properly. It's got a little pocket for my cock to actually come out if I want to take a piss without, lowering my I could just, there's a little hole in it. It's nice. I've never done that. Maybe I've done it once, I can't remember, to be honest with you. If your briefs have, or if your underwear has a little sliver so you can slide your cock out, I could. But I think that's more, there's options. I like it. I got what I'm happy with it. Could it, maybe next time, maybe make an extra hole. Maybe give me 2 holes. Maybe one, because this one's like to the right. I gotta and my cock leans to the left. Maybe if the hole, maybe that would have been a little bit, but maybe make 2 holes for people, and then make 3 holes. Because some might hang right down the center. Some might hang to the right, to the left. Some might go all the way back and then around. Some might go around the waist. Some might, just make the entire thing, just basically make it Swiss cheese is what I'm saying. Do we really even need whole underwears? Which brings me back to my original underwear, which was forming into some sort of a Swiss cheese kind of, maybe I should have just, but no, they say invest in yourself. And that's what I did, baby. And that's what I did. I invested in myself and my future. Because I'm like, if you're not going to invest, who's going to invest? And that's what I did. So it feels good. It feels nice. But let's get right into it, shall we, boys and girls, ladies and gents? Because today's episode is not about me. Today's episode is not about these guys queefing outside. Today's episode is all about something. Something exciting, something big. It's something that I've been, just like, since it happened, I've just been like bubbling, buzzing, just trying to get a little bit of sense of what's going on. Try to come back here and talk with you boys and gals and men's and women's out there and see what's good. Like that. It's nice to, big event went down this weekend. All right, I believe it was July the 13th, which makes it a Saturday if I'm not mistaken. It's just like any other day, just a regular Saturday. Phone rings, I don't answer it, just like a regular day. Goes to voicemail. I pick up the phone. I'm like, number I don't recognize. Let me pick up this phone call. Or rather voicemail, see who it is. Press and hold 1 for English. Press 1 for Chinese. Press 2. I said, well, we're good with English. But let me press Chinese. And I did. I pressed 2. And then I turned Chinese. And then I couldn't reverse it back because I realized even though now I'm speaking Chinese, I don't actually understand what I'm saying. So I was stuck in Chinese mode for about a few hours, which was nice. I started adapting, just cultural habits. I started using a chopstick. I started tiger momming my kids. I made sure their maths and sciences, they were getting the pluses alongside the A's, as many pluses as possible. And if they came home with not enough pluses after their A's, I let them know that this tiger mom is fully disappointed. And then they went off to do great things. And that's what I did. For eventually, by happenstance, by luck, I pressed another number that was correct and it reversed back to English, which was nice. So that was exciting on the 13th. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, more big exciting events and important events, life-changing events went down on the 13th. Let's get right into it, shall we? I'm talking about what happened on the 13th. Does anybody else? What happened on the 13th? Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Of course, we're gonna talk about it. Assassination attempts. Assassination, but now it's assassinations attempts. Multiple attempts, plural now, because things are evolving fast. And President Donald Trump, 45. Soon to be 47th assassination attempt went down, and I had just either come back from a walk or maybe I just finished jerking off. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But I was just like, let me get a glimpse of the old phone, see what's up. And I go to the browser for a second. I notice, oh my God. We've just had an assassination attempt. And I'm like you guys and gals out there. We're just regular people. And for the past few days I've been listening a little bit, trying to get because I'm dumb over here. I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. I'm just trying to figure out. At first I'm like, what is this? Is it some people might have thought what's going on? With this day and age, again. With tech, with AI, with all, again, so many thoughts simultaneously going through my head. So I'm just like, what is this? Did we just have an assassination attempt? So I go on the Googles, I do a little search, come up with a few, I get this, actually, I need to see a couple of videos. All right, okay, seems like, what I'm seeing that it's, it's what I'm seeing is something that I'm seeing. I'm not there, but I'm seeing it, I'm reading it. It is what it is what it says, and that's what I see, and that's what. So I'm like, let me get a little bit of a breakdown from let me use technology to my advantage. That's what I said to myself. Let me use technology to get better information. So I went online, ChatGPT, bitch. Give me the name of the shooter. Who shot Donald Trump? I wrote that. Who shot Donald Trump? What happened to Donald? Why did Donald Trump? It came back and said Donald Trump didn't get shot. And it's fucking with me now. I'm like, all right, ChatGPT, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump just got shot right now. What do you have? Give me some info. What's the name of the shooter? Were there multiple shooters? Was it just one shooter there? What happened? Comes back again. Donald Trump was not shot. I'm like, it literally, and I'm talking to this machine, I'm talking to this smart AI, whatever, just, bodiless, mind-altering AI, just half human, who knows? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he got shot, I think, I don't know. Maybe, yes, I don't, but you're now telling me, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure he got shot. Do a little bit of research, and then after 3-4 attempts, he's like, apparently he got shot. I'm like, and it starts telling me what I've just been. I'm like, this is what I know. Apparently, there was one shooter from what I've just briefly read. Apparently, Donald Trump got shot in the ear. Apparently, there was a gentleman there who lost his life. Apparently, there were 2 others that got injured. This is what I know. What do you know? And then it comes back, it's like, apparently, Donald Trump got shot in the ear. Apparently, there was only one shooter. Apparently, one gentleman lost his life. Apparently, 2 others got injured. I'm like, well, I just told you that, ChatGPT. All right, so that was a little bit of something, so I'm like, I'm caught in this little argument with this robot AI. I'm like, did he or didn't he? The refusal, I'm just the refuting in the initial stages, which was like, am I telling you or are you telling me? And then I'm like, all right, let me do a little bit of more research, get out of ChatGPT, watch a couple of videos, see what's going on. Crooks is apparently the name of the shooter. Thomas Crooks, if I'm not mistaken. 20 years old, that's what I found out. These are the informations that we're getting at this point. that we've gotten at this point. I was just, I go back. I do a little bit more. I'm reading a couple of articles, seeing a couple of videos, trying to listen to the number of shots that were fired. I'm not good at counting shots. I'm not, I don't spend, that's not my thing. I don't go around listening to gunshots and trying to be like, oh, it's 5. Oh, 7 right there. That's fucking 7 if I've heard 7. I'm not that guy. So I'm like, how many shots were fired? I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, how many shots did the shooter take? And how many shots did the Secret Service take? And it came back with a number. And a few hours went by and I went back because I was reading other headlines and articles with differing numbers. I'm like, yo, how many shots did the shooter take? How many shots did the Secret Service take? And it came back with a different number. I'm like, all right. Now I'm like, okay, you're giving me different numbers, and a little bit, maybe a day went by, maybe it was Sunday, and I'm like, let me just double check, let me just triple check. I wrote once again, how many shots did the kid take? How many shots did the Secret Service take? And it came back with a different set of numbers. I forget, maybe the first time he said like, shooter took 7 or 8, Secret Service took 14. Next time it said 5 to 6 for the shooter, 20 for the Secret Service. Next time it came with 6 for the shooter, 14 for. I'm just like, you're just pulling numbers out of your ass now, ChatGPT. I can't trust you now. 4 times. I asked it 4 times, 4 different answers. I still don't know how many shots in total were fired. How many shots did the shooter take? How many shots did the Secret Service take? I have no idea. I could give you an estimate. I would say I'm gonna say between 4 to 20 in total. I don't know how many. I don't know. How many shots were fired? Couple of dozen shots, I'll say that. No more than 30. We can probably, no more than 25. No more than 20, I think. I don't know. 7, that 14 shots. I have no idea. It's champion, I don't know. Not a bullet counter. I'm not a bullet counting expert. That's not what I do. I don't dwell on bullets. I don't sit and think on bullets. I don't breastfeed bullets as a hobby. I don't cradle bullets and I don't take bullets for walks. I don't know bullet life. I don't know. I'm not in that game, fam. Yeah, so that's what I'm at. All right. I don't know how many shots were taken, but all right. We'll just go move forward with what we have. All right. So that was a little bit of the whole thing is, I'll say this, because I wasn't there, because I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. That's why I try to listen. I'm like, maybe somebody else knows a little something that might shed a little bit of light on this situation. Because how does this happen? And then it just looks a little, I'll say it's a little, the whole thing, at the end of the day, I'll say this, people, whoever died, rest in peace, condolences. If that's what happened, then that's what happened. That's what happened. All right, so condolences right out the bat. Dead people, RIP. President Donald Trump, I will say this. I'm definitely glad that nothing happened, nothing major happened. I'll say this, from what I've been shown, from what I've seen, because that's the only thing that I'm not there, so I can't, comment, be like, this happened for sure. From what I see, just glad that it was just a little, I hope these things don't happen. I'm against violence, man. I hate violence. And I've been I'm supporting them all. I'll support, string instruments all day, every day. You come in with the guitar. You come in with, a cello. You come in with a, just a little fit. I'll let it. If it's just a fiddle, okay. But violence, I'm over it. I'm over violence, dude. I'm a non-violence kind of guy. I will grab your violins and I will smash it to smithereens. They say that, and I believe in it, because they say there's no room for violence And I say, I'm in total agreement. We have plenty of instruments. I don't care how good it sounds. I don't care that it's majestic. I don't care that it's fucking, the right player with the right instrument will make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, I don't need it. Many other instruments, I'm not a big fan of violins. Okay, maybe fine. Sure. A couple of solos here and there, but too much of it is just like, let's get it controlled violins. I don't want to see just loose violins. You know what I'm talking about? Just in mini skirts and no bras. But maybe that too sounds like something that I could be. I'm not a fan personally. You know what? Fine. If it was just bare tits, a little bit of violins. No, we're a nudist colony, and we happen to practice in group. Female nudist colony. Violins is our thing, and I'm like, go at it, sister. Chop a tree, pluck a string. I'm not here to say don't, but I'm saying I'm not a fan. I'm saying there are plenty other. I will, I wish I knew how to if I drums. I'll go with drums. Fucking, let's get a beat behind that shit. Let's get the drums. Let's get a little bit of brass in there. Let's get a couple of, windpipes. I don't know. Let's get a couple of windmills. Let's get a couple of seashells blowing them. Let's get a couple of obese people and just open up their vag, their cocks, and blowing it and see what kind of noise they make. I don't know. I'm just but there's no room for it. So I'm glad that it was just the grazing of the ear grazer, the old ear grazer. But many of questions are of course these things I wish we all lived in a world where it was just just sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows forever. I wish it was that, because I'm sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows all day, every day. Love for sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows all day. I'll fucking chase a puppy with your ass down the hill, up and down the hill. I'll blow on the fucking dandelion. I will put up with the allergies, dude. I will let loose dogs just crawl on top of me and just lick me and just tickle me. And I'm like, oh, you get off me, silly dogs. Oh, I love you. You're so cute. But all right, 5 more minutes. So we got to get home and clean up. I'll do that with you all day, every day. What were we talking about, ladies and gentlemen? It's just a little sus. The whole situation is a little sus. Let's put the sus back in the suspect. They say he's a lone lone wolf. They say that this whole situation is a little sus. That's why I'm not saying it didn't happen. The way it happened is the way it's depicted as that's the way everything you see on the television is. Media does not lie. Media, you are not getting and not to say that media doesn't, the thing with media is you're always getting not even a representation. That's one of the things that I remember reading something. I don't know. They say that a re-representation, meaning it's not even a representation, because the presentation would be the first hand experience. Representation is second hand. And re-representation is they take something second hand, rewrap it, serve it to the masses, and rewrite. So that's like 3 persons removed from the event. So you got to just put a couple of lenses behind whatever happens and take a look a little bit closer and at everything. Just to be objective if you can, as objective as possible, of course. Overall, definitely, again, 100% grateful that nothing worse happened. Again, saddens me that person had to lose their life is what I've seen. So I'm going to say that because that's what I'm not going to. So based on that, rest in peace, condolences. Again, happy that it was just a grazing. First of all, let's back it all up. Let's back it all, even from this perspective, let's just back it all up while we're on this subject. Let's just cover all the bases. Assassinations. Let's get into that for a second before we get to this person and that person and whatever. Assassinations, what even is assassination? What even is it? From my understanding, assassination is essentially long distance. It's the long distance version of fighting. That's like you have long distance relationships. This was one person's all the way here and the other person's all the way over there. Where? Africa. Where? Antarctica. Where? Here, but like in another city. Where? 40, 50 minutes, across the bridge over there. Not here. Whatever it is, we're here. They're there. Long distance relationship. That's what that is. Assassination is kind of like a fight. But it's from, some people are in it and others they don't even know they're in it, but apparently they're in it. Because that's what happens with long distance relationships. Sometimes you get so distance, you get distance and then one person's like, yeah, we're in a relationship. And the other one's like, yeah, but different area code. So, if you happen to get a little bit on the side, it's, what are we talking about? Set the rules, boundaries beforehand so that feelings, emotions are not hurt. And you learn and you grow. But the point of this is that, ladies and gentlemen, assassination is like, it's further away. It's not, and you don't sometimes know what is. Most often, one party or some parties involved don't know. Some others do know. Some people know, others don't know. That's what it is. It's like a fight. But like half the party doesn't know that there's gonna be a fight. So it's a long distance sort of thing. It's like if somebody were to have a really stretchy arm and just stand and like reach somebody across the city with that arm and then be able to retract that arm and be like whoosh, right at the back of the neck, and somebody's like, what was that? Because I don't see anything here. That's sort of like the analogy that I don't know. It feels like that's what assassination is. It's a little bit, to me, it's like a little bit, it's a little bit puss. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan of assassinations. It's a little bit puss, because if it's a fight, I rather, I'm not a fighter, lover. I'm a lover, big time lover, this guy. Despite the recent statistics, but nonetheless, things will, you go through changes, life changes, situational changes, and it will, sure, could I use a dick sucking right now? Of course, who couldn't? But it's not about me today. It's not about me, no, ladies and gentlemen. It's about you. I think it's about us. It's about us. It's about us. That's much better. It's about us. God damn it. It's about us. So, again, if you were to fight, I'd much rather people don't. I'd much rather people get sanctioned and get a lot of, get paper for it. I like that, an age group and weight categories and, different sexes, just separate and then go head to head, head and shoulders, back to back, cheek to cheek, tit to tit, labia to labia, just scissor your way to the championship. That's how you win a belt. One-on-one face, so your opponent knows you, and that's gonna go. There's some respect in that. There's a lot of respect in that. Whereas, assassination feels like a little bit feels a little bit like but it's been a part of our history. It's been a part of humanity for a really long time. Assassinations are not new. It's one of those dark aspects of humanity where the collective have you had assassins back in the day, and you still have assassins today. But there's it's not assassinations. These are you had it back Shakespearean times, and the medieval times, the Middle Ages. Even back in the cave days, I bet there was assassinations from like different, somebody starts, taking a couple of extra females and bananas. Next thing you know, the just recent bipedal hominids are hairy and irritated and are now gonna send somebody to whatever, So that's, people did that out of the blue. Next thing you know, spear right through the neck. What happened? First assassination might have been probably that came out of the blue. Nobody knew what it was. The first person to get assassinated in the history of humanity. The first shirtless, pantless, just naked human to be like, what is that? It's a dart, but why? Why? Who could do this? We're so used to going face to face. But somebody had to come up with the idea. They're like, what? Face to face is, we gotta get smart. That's when people start to get sneaky and smart. We gotta get smart. We can't do this face to face. So somebody said that. Somebody sat around a fire, just, balls hanging on the ground, dirt ground fire with 6 other dudes and, 7 other hairy chicks, just, gnats to the ground, just, squatting, smoking, and just in the dark of the night and the heat of the fire, just trying to come up with ideas. We gotta, there's only there's only limited amounts of buffalo. We need to, attack at get them in the daytime. And somebody's like, no, you go at nighttime. Somebody did that, but it's evolved. You had Caesar, whatever. Who knows? It's been around. It's not a new thing, but it's the long distance factor that gets me, because it's like, oh. And then there's the if you get away with it, there's the anonymity aspect of it, where you're anonymous and nobody knows, and like that's and there's I'm a fan of the truth. I like the truth. I like being honest as much as possible as I can. I try to live my life with that kind of mindset, conduct, and more so as you mature, and not saying that I'm matured already, but as you grow up and you start to do that's sort of a thing that it helps. I'll say that helps. It's much easier to be honest and tell the truth and live your life like that than it is to but I don't even know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that, assassinations been around. Are they long distance? Yes, they are. Are they a little bit puss? Are they a little bit lame because you don't know what's coming? Yes, of course, because it's better to know when it's coming than not to know. Then and you're, oh, what is this? Caught off guard. I wasn't ready. You'll say that, and it sucks. It sucks. So assassinate. But then again, but then everybody uses them. Every nation state, we do use assassins. That's something that's still a part of our. It's assassins are sexy. Assassins are we make a ton of movies about assassins. We love assassins in movies. Oh, who doesn't want to be an assassin in a movie? Fucking name all the some of my favorite movies, assassin movies. Fucking parkour this, backflip that, use all the utensils in the kitchen to take out the target. Fork in the ear. What? He's got a fork in the ear. We didn't even know he could use a fork in the ear. So that shit gets me. I'm like, yes, because all the time I'm using fork for food, and it's just like, it's how did you even, but that's the different mindset, assassin mindset. He sees cutlery and he thinks, most people will see cutlery and like, oh, it's a good steak knife. This guy's like, that will rupture a couple of I will go right through the skull and out the other. They'll say that inside their head at least, because that's what they do. That's what they've been trained for. If that's the thing that you do professionally, that's because there's a professional school. I don't even actually know. I'm just figuring it out with you guys and gals. I don't even. Here's the thing I do, because there are professional assassins. That's when you go through if you go through schooling, you go to the army, maybe you go to eventually rise amongst. I don't know. I'm assuming they have they do. You have special forces, some high tier, unknown amongst even other members of the army or red. I don't know these things. So there's probably a group of silent assassins who are just they are glow in the dark. They will they're fluorescent glow in the dark midnight assassins. That'll just be are those leaves blowing on a tree? Sure. It could be fucking John up in the tree. You don't know, because John has learned to fucking evolve like a little salamander and just become one with nature. That's 6 months of the training. Blend in with your environment. Is that a tree trunk? No, it's not. Again, it's John. He's part tree now. He's been tree for 3 years. That was part of training. Become a tree, John, and he did. That's why we love him. There's that professional aspect. There's more. There's definitely that aspect. I respect that, because that's those brave men and women who do the things that they do to make sure that we can all go and do the things that we do. We do. That's right, and we all do. We all do together. So there's that. Yeah, and then yes, of course. There's the sunshine, butterfly, rainbow aspect of me. I'm like, everybody just one globe, one peoples, unite, queef together, yes. And then you get a little bit, as you tend to age, you see a few more things, and you might get, you're like, okay, then maybe all right, understandable. Certain things are, you gotta, I don't know things. All right, that's what I'll say, and that's when you decide to take a sip of this bad boy and say, man, oh man, wild times. That's what I'll say. So there's like, and then there's, I guess, outside of the army, I guess there's still professionals that do it. There's, outside sources that do it. And then there's, and then there's the people that do it by themselves, I suppose, which, like, I don't know, black market, fucking, dark web people. I don't know these things. But there's a realm. There's a group of people that do assassination. That's what they do. But it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. But then, like, events like this happen, and they say the things that I had a little bit on this. It's just, I don't believe in lone wolves. I don't believe in lone wolf theories. I don't, maybe back in the day it might have, been applicable or made sense because of these. But we're not, people have so much access to so many things, and yeah, I that's a little bit hard for me to be like lone. Not to say that there were like co-conspirators, but I'm just saying it's that simple answer of just like, oh, blame it on the, again, not condoning it by any stretch of the imagination, but to just simply just look at one person and be like, monster, evil. And I think, again, we all, to a certain degree, I think, have capabilities. It's not saying, I'm not condoning it, but I'm saying that's one of the easier ways of, in my mind, saying, yeah, it was just like, a bad apple. It's definitely, again, it's tricky in my mind. It's tricky. It's like, it's a complex situation. That's the easy route in my mind. If you say, lone wolf, this, he was howling at the moon by himself. It's a little bit, of an easy route. But again, I don't know anything, and it's not to say that there aren't lone wolves out there. There probably are. But, and many a questions, like you guys and gals, I'm sure, and I've heard some of them, and I'm just like, this is nothing, but I'm just like, I'm curious. I'm just curious, how did this person get access to the rooftop, right? There's not many rooftops, there's just one. Right across the podium. It's just right there, 150 feet or something away. It's 150, 148, 150 feet or yards, feet. Let's go with feet. Sounds more right. Let's go with feet. 150 feet. And it wasn't covered. Secret Service was notified, police were notified, Secret Service was notified. You were put on notice a few minutes, apparently. So these are many of things that, it seems a little bit sus, I'll say that. But again, glad that's unforgettable. Loss of life, terrible. President's ear getting grazed, terrible. Could it have been way worse? Of course. So again, trying to just overall collectively, like trying to, make sense of what is being presented. I'm grateful that that's the only thing that happened. Again, loss of life, tragic. Of course, that's fucking, that sucks for that family, for that community. That sucks. From, it's, yeah, and it's a lot, yeah, for the lone wolf, that's, because the lone wolf theory, it just makes you feel like, yeah, somebody just got up one random day and decided to grab, a couple of, a bunch of equipment, go where the president's giving a speech and just do it. Assassin. That's the random Saturday. Just gonna get up and what are you gonna do today? I'm gonna go get up. Most days I get up and go fishing. Most days I stay in bed and jerk off. Most days I go out with my friend. Most days I go out with. I'll go grab her. But today feels like the day that, and to have the right, to know that you're gonna need a ladder, to take a ladder with you. Did he get the ladder? How did you even break? I'm just saying, getting up and doing an assassination is not a one-time get up in the morning randomly on a Wednesday or a Thursday or just a random day of the week. All right, today is gonna be the day where I'm gonna do it. It's just like, it takes a lot. People don't even leave their homes because it takes a lot of organization and effort. People legit don't go out because it takes, sometimes you're like with your friends or by your side. Oh, I should do this, that, and the other. And people have a difficult time deciding which movie they're gonna. You scroll more on Netflix. You spend more time scrolling on Netflix than actually watching a movie. We scroll through our phones trying to find I scroll longer for the porn that I'm gonna jerk off to than the actual porn that I'm gonna jerk off to. So getting there is a whole mission. So just like, what are you even gonna, it's not a one day sort of thing. So there's planning going on with this shit. So there's like, so these are the questions you ask yourself, like what kind of 20-year-old has access to prior knowledge of whereabouts of the president, get enough time to scout the area, find a place that's suitable for you to take your necessary equipment, whether you're going by foot, whether you're driving with a vehicle, getting a ladder, a giant ladder, putting it up against the wall, going up, crawling on a rooftop that is all white, and just, a lot of questions. How does a 20-year-old do this? I don't know. And the next thing you know, you go back and you just do a little chat GPT, how many shots were fired, this, that, and then you come across a video and you're like, this kid was in a BlackRock commercial, and your mind's like, BlackRock. So I don't know. I'm saying that I don't know is what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm glad that it's not worse than it could have been. There's many, it's a horrible situation to be involved in, and for anybody to witness it, for anybody to actually get injured from it, for anybody to lose it. These are, oh man, assassinations are, there's so many aspects to it too. And then there's the Secret Service aspect of it too. Because these men and women, it's a tough gig. It's a tough gig. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I know how to Secret Service, because like these I don't know what goes. I bet there's so much that goes into it, but it's one of those jobs that most of the time you are preparing for the event that might occur, but most likely will not. But you're always, I guess, preparing for that one time or whatever, many times that might happen. But most often you're either practicing or on alert or on just like, you're just on standby, ready to go. And most of the days you show up to work, it doesn't happen. That's most of the days. Or maybe it does and we don't know. I don't know how many situations where the Secret Service is like, you should do runs. You should probably, this is a lesson learned, I guess. This big picture, we should probably, take the positives of it, lesson learns, move forward. I say do drills. From, and again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but maybe a few drills every once in a while. I'm sure you do drills. I'm sure you got to do drills. And then there were, people were talking about how there was there was a few Secret Service agents that were not, potentially maybe questionable for the part. Like there's a fat lady, there's a fat woman, short fat woman, struggling with her gun trying to get it out. There's that woman. And people were like, man, if you're gonna use fat, short women who struggle with their equipment, get at least like 2, 3, 4, so that you could stack them on top of each other and just use Velcro to stick so that they take up more air. Because you can't have what's being protected be larger than the protection. That you can't have that. That's such a basic, just everyday average observer is the protection can't be smaller than the person or thing that's being protected. So that was a little bit of, there's a lot of reaction times. People were like, look up on the roof, and it was just like, what's that on the roof? And then apparently there was a cop or a Secret Service, I don't know. There's somebody that went up on the roof, saw the guy, went back down because he wasn't. All I'm saying is I don't know. That's one of my things. That's one of the pillars of this one little channel, one little YouTube, Instagram, patreon.com/robsadri, this little endeavor that we're on. That's one of my pillars. That's one of my main. I don't know. It's one of my. That's the ethos of this podcast, is that I don't know for the life. I wish I knew. I wish I knew more. But I don't, and that's good, because what you don't know, you come to find out, will lead you to more things that you don't know, which in essence, is the mystery of life. It's the things that you don't know that you'll, God, I just want to know so bad. I want to know so bad what went down. Because, you'll hear people. People will say shit. People will talk. People will say that it was staged. People will say that people will say all sorts of things. And you don't know what to believe. You don't know what to believe. You don't know if, people will say things. And rightly at the same time, people also have lost a lot of trust in the media, in government, which, I hope that we could use these moments. The beautiful thing about assassinations or horrible, events is that they reunite people. That's the beauty of horrible things, is that they unite people. 9/11 fucking united people, I think. But then people disperse after. But for a moment, for a little bit of time, people fucking unite. Yes. So horrible things there's good to horrible things. Let's take the good and ride the good. Let's come together. Let us all come together for more times than less. Let us come together. Let us ejac together. I think that's the moral of the story. Let us come together. Now is the time to unite. That's what I'm getting. It's time to, I don't want to see any of this. I don't want to see whether, I don't know the deets. I don't think any of us are gonna ever find out many of things. But we're gonna keep asking though until we do one day, maybe. Oh man. Oh, okay, by the way, now that this is all said and done, and more things will be unraveled, I'm sure, in the future, 2020 is always, tits and vag, they say. 2020 is always hindsight, tits and vag, that's what they say. 2020 is always, 2020 is erect, they'll say that. 2020 hindsight is always erect. 2020 hindsight is always wet, they'll say that. Hindsight is always wet, they'll say. You've heard that classic saying, hindsight is always wet. Hindsight is always slippery when wet, they'll say that. Hindsight is in the mood. They've said that. So hindsight is what it is. What I'm saying is, ladies and gents, that there's so many things that could, okay. Are we going to get out of, eventually humanity will evolve out of a phase of because right now this is great for, the security industry is going to be loving this situation, or any situation that is, just causing havoc, or this major disruptions, or when people are scared and terrified, you will gladly take any sort of security. You're yes, everybody needs more security now. Get more security. We need more cameras. We need more guns. We need more ammo. We need to be in. That's you need a certain amount of everything. You need a little bit of something. You can't Not saying go without it. But it's times like this that 9/11 happened, and we got a whole lot of mass surveillance came in. 9/11, in the 70s it was going on too, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then eventually 9/11 happened, and then bam, right there, mass surveillance. Everything's on the grid 24/7, dude. Even Papua New Guineans, even my Guineas in Papua New Guinea, even they're on the grid now. So they're, everything is. I don't even know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is it's great for mass surveillance. It's great for security. It's great for weapons manufacturing companies. Because you feel a threat, you would wanna, you wanna get as big a ammo, gun, slingshot, whatever. You want to get a rocket and just park it outside in your driveway and let's let people know I'm ready. You're ready to go you're ready to go Rambo on this shit. You see events like this, that's when you put on wrap a little bandana around your head, put a little bit of dirt on your face, and just start bear crawling on the ground, or around your kids, and just gripping a knife with your teeth and just growling at your wife, ready to just protect her, but also go out there and, I don't know, hunt for berries or some shit. So times like this it's good to come together, is what I'm trying to say. It's good to just take the good. Because times like this, that makes it seem like, oh, we need even more mass surveillance. You know, we need to bring biometrics so that we can capture everything that's constantly going on in and around us with biometrics, and we know your movement and your gaze and that's right, your gaze. Watch your gaze to know who you are by your gaze. They say, you know, people by their gaze or their gait, and their gaits and the gaze and the eyes and the way they walk and the way they smell, and you can I don't know, artificial intelligence and just tracking you all the time, all day, every day, because you can't, you know, now you can't go in public with, you know, you can't give a speech without having to worry about, you know. So these are the downsides. The upsides is innovation, of course, innovation to tackle certain situations like this in the future. I've heard some great recommendations out there how to avoid certain scenarios in the future. The inevitable, like down the line, future version of this is when we just have Big Brother turn on the screen when you have your devices either implanted inside your body or just on you somehow permanently. Either it's a phone or whatever it is, just turn on, and you know that Big Brother's gonna go out there and just make an announcement. Today we're letting you know that, you know, whatever. This is happening, and that'll be fun. So you could, because there is an aspect of me that says, like, why do we, you know, for like down the line, like many a down the line, it's not just like one down the line, but like many, eventually when humans, I think, would evolve past the need and desire for like leadership, because these are all you watch through, you know, you age a little bit, you catch a couple of decades under your belt, and you start noticing how we collectively behave. You know, there's singular behavior and then there's like collective behavior, which is, man, the way our emotions are manipulated, we swing this way, swing that way. It's mass MK Ultra shit, which is, it's fascinating to see people swing for 4 or 5 years, 8 years, and then swing this way and that way and on topics and just get emotionally rattled up. Humans are very impressionable. I'll say that for myself, for my own experience. I'll say this. Still, that's why I listen to different people, try to read as many different things as I can, so I get a somewhat of a, you know, be like, okay, this is where I stand, that's where I think I stand, this is where other people are standing, and the truth is probably somewhere down the middle of things, I think, in the grayish area, which most often is not discussed. It's most often the extremes and the easier answers, and you try to find a little bit of common sense, but we do our best, and we unite and we come together. So we jizz together, and the group that jizz together sticks together. And that's what they say about groups and group mentality. And it's nice. But it is, there's so many different things popping off. I would like to see, you know, do we need, you know, we'll eventually down the line, would humans need a physical human, you know, big daddy figure to go out and be like, yeah, fix whatever is, you know, and you know, I'm trying to, again, stay as objective as possible from the outside looking in. Of course, I have my own biases. I'm aware. I try to stay as aware of those as possible. Between the two, I've said it before, there's not a surprise between the two men. For the, you know, I want to see the U.S. do good. I want to see the United States be strong. I want to see a healthy, strong United States, healthy, strong Canada, Western society. Overall, I want that for everybody out there in the world. But, you know, again, it comes back to those things. Little by little, as society kicks you in the nuts, and you grow a little bit, and you see things just a little bit differently, and you do whatever. It's, what I'm saying is that I'd like to see a strong United States. If that means, you know, a strong form of leadership, which, you know, top down, bottoms up, you are what you eat. It's yes, I think ideally between the two candidates that we're presented with, I think Donald Trump easily the better choice out of the two. Do I want people to one day hopefully evolve past a, you know, and being in need of a leader to, I hope that one day we get past that, but I think we're still probably many, you know, who knows? Maybe we will. Maybe we'll all get Neuralink and be like, who needs leaders? All you need is just things to work. But it's good to rally. It's good to get out there, because that's what it is, and that's, you see that. You see in times like this, people fucking get religious. People like, is it the hand of God? Is it divine intervention? Is it what is it? Is it Did he just neo just a couple of bullets? Did Donald Trump just neo a couple of bullets, a couple of shells out there? Did he just make a couple of, so people will say things and you're like, and you want to, deep down inside there's things that and yes, some things are miraculous. Some things are, whether you want to call it divine intervention, whether you want to call it great timing, whether you want to call it just cat-like reflexes, sharp cat-like reflexes, yes. You want to call it fucking ninja action in real-time motion, yes. All of it and none of it, but some were probably down the middle. And I don't even know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that eventually it will just turn into screens that you can like check for whatever. You could just, the screens that we already have, like the whole, but it is good to, I guess, get out there. Like there's the human interaction of things and you're like, no, we will always have human interaction. And we will always have that somehow until we don't, until we just morph into, you know, just robots ourselves, until we do that. But for the time being, we will come together and unite and stick together. And you need somebody to fucking rally people up. And that's good. And we like rallies. And we like things. I don't even know what I'm talking about. There's so many things it's because it's a deep, it's a big topic. Assassinations. You know, it's trying to just collect because I've been excited, excited wanting to talk to you guys and gals out there, all trying to listen and learn. See if I can, ways to prevent this for the time being until we go to, full turn on the big screen and Big Brother's there, whether in real life or just some digital form. Before that, maybe we could just like get multiple replicas of the president, have 7-8 presidents all simultaneously talking so that they don't know. Again, barriers around, probably some glass shielding method. These are, make the floor go down and like have them on a conveyor belt, just like fucking giving a speech, but also like, just fucking, where am I now? Giving a speech. Am I gonna, am I giving it, economy needs to do really well. We need to create more jobs and bring down the inflation and start manufacturing from the inside. Am I gonna go this way? Am I gonna go that way? People, which way am I gonna go? I can't touch this. I can't touch this. Something along those lines. So, all I'm saying is conveyor belt, doppelgangers, people wearing masks. He should be lowered and raised. So he should be given a speech and just constantly ducking and coming up and ducking and just a lot of movement. The fact that he tilted slightly, that was, again, that's some Neo shit right there, son. That is not, fucking Bullet City, dog. So yes, until we eventually move to just digital screens telling us what to do, in order to protect the leader, we must come up with better ways of protecting him. Or down the line in the future, it might be her. Not this one, but like down the line. Not this, no, for sure not this one. Anyone but this guy, come on. Down the line it might be, who knows, down the line whatever it be. Down the line it might just be a fucking, a really, just a cheetah implanted with a couple of neural links, just fucking meow, 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 and everybody's like, yeah, of course. So all I'm saying is protect the leader the way you probably know how to protect the leader, but then again, like maybe you don't. So I don't know. I'm so confused by all of it. Again, let's put the suspect in suspect, but this whole situation is a little bit sus. But again, I'm just glad that nothing worse happened. I'll say that. I will say that, man. Being a Secret Service agent, that is yeah. The men and women who do it well, those men and women are fucking, shout out to yous. The ones that are covering the president, just, get down, Mr. President, get down. I could never imagine myself. It takes certain people to like, that's fucking admirable, man. To put your life ahead of somebody else's that they're not even like, they're not your wife or your husband or your children. To be like, that's my job. That takes a certain, so yeah, thank you to the men and women who, because again, we do, as a full-blown adult, participating adult in this life, you do thank people who do certain things that are difficult and challenging, so that the other people who can go out there and make make you queef, or attempt to make you queef, so that things, we all need each other. Links in a chain. We're a Cuban link, baby. All I'm saying is that, yeah, because I don't know how I would, if I were a Secret Service agent, man, I would, how do you even fucking prepare for that shit? Do you are you just taking pellet guns and just shooting at each other just to practice to catch? How do you even prepare for that shit? Because when it goes down, you gotta dive and catch a bullet in your face. My face, just right there. No, that's my face, just right there. Just stop it. Oh, I get shot in the cock. Just fucking dive and get shot in the cock right there. That is, so shout out to you. Thank you for doing that. Just swallow a bullet with your vag. Just whoop, right there, right in this. Where is it? She caught it. I don't know. So it's incredible. I would, if I had to do that job, I would hope that nothing ever happened. But if it were to happen, I would fucking cover. I would not, it's hard to say because I'll hear a car backfiring and sometimes I'll fucking I'm like, what is it? So, I don't know how I would react. I'm glad I'm not doing that. I'm glad there are professionals out there who are doing many things that I can't do. But if I was pushed in a corner, if I had to, I would make sure everybody on the team should be on office chairs, just rolling. I don't know why we're all traveling in one direction all the time. Everybody should just be very loose and just non-coordinated. It's easy to, if you're walking in a line, it's easy to pick you out. I'd be zigzagging all over the place. It would take me 2-3 times as long to get from A to B than it would on a regular basis because I would just be fucking taking detours. I'd go up and down the stage 7 times before you let me get on the stage. You'd be like, I'm gonna stand behind you, Mr. President, but we're gonna go up and down the stairs 7 times because I don't want them to know when you're on the stage. 7 times up and down, let's go. Is he coming or is he going? I don't know. But that's the thing, man. I think I'll say this, men and women, boys and girls, we are very easily manipulated. We are emotional beings. We are fucking mysterious little creatures, magical little creatures that are capable of the most wonderful things. But sometimes there are aspects of us that are also susceptible to those darker parts. Let's queef together, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this. Yeah, man, it's not easy being human. It's not easy being human, is it? There was a South Korean company that recently created a robot, and this robot was just a regular robot doing manual work, put in some hours, and decided to off itself. The robot did some manual work and threw itself off a balcony or a set of stairs, I can't remember, but the robot committed suicide, okay? This robot who was just set to do just a little bit of manual work did 7 days of human living and decided to just throw itself down a set of stairs. Enough. So yes, bitch, you think you can just come in there, zeros and ones, carrying fucking Amazon boxes and putting people out of work? You think you can handle this shit? People, most often, for the most part, we do wonderful things. We come up together, we get up, shit, shave, shower, get out there, we powder our tits and put a tape over our vagina so it bleeds, and we get out there and we smile and do our things, and we make sure, we try to be as civil and nice to each other. And that's fucking beautiful because you're like, oh, everybody's nice and civil, and everybody's for the most part, really beautiful and wonderful. Oh, fucking God, look at that, everybody chasing butterflies and rainbows and licking lollipops on hills, man. That's fucking great. He'll say that. But it's difficult. There's challenges in there. So yeah, a robot came in there, I don't know how long it was alive for, but it did a little bit of work, and eventually it was like, righty that, and just fucking from the back and just kicked itself down the set of stairs, never to be found again. So it takes humanity. So yeah, if you see somebody who's 20 years old, male, female, whatever else is going on these days, go get laid, man. If you are 20 years old, ladies, gents, if you go get a good jerk off at least. You know what I'm saying? It's not most often it's male energy, men have testosterone, all that jazz. These things don't Most often you don't hear these horrible things. Most often, dealing with testosterone and all that shit. Go get it. Go get laid. If you can't get laid, hand job, fella, out there. Just putting it out there. Because a lot of times we're like, oh, downsides of porn. Just sit down and watch porn. Tell me you're going to get up and go assassinate somebody after. Sit down and watch porn. Tell me you're going to go out there and do anything with your life. So, there you go. Benefits of porn right there. Destroying families, but at the same time, keeping society together. Pros and cons of everything, all right? I'm telling you out there, jerk off a couple of times. You'll notice that you're not going to feel all that tension that you might have had prior. I'm just saying, putting it out there. I'd much rather people be jerking off and fucking flicking their bean than going off and doing horrible shit. As a matter of fact, any life change, huge decisions in your life, you're like, oh, I'm not really sure. If you have a bad feeling about something, jerk off or masturbate, lady. Gentlemen, jerk off. If you get laid, if you can't jerk off and masturbate before you go do something that you're going to regret, have others regret. Your parents will be so much prouder that you come back out of your room. What were you up to, Jimmy? Nothing. Just a couple of beads of sweat on you for nothing. What are you going to do? And then you go out and your parents might have a discussion. Your parents might have a discussion. And we don't know what Jimmy's going to be doing. But we love him. And they'll be able to say that for many years to come. If you just go up in your room, get a girl in there with you, hopefully. And if you can't, again, no shame. Just fucking unload. Unload. All I'm saying is that, it's not easy being human, but it takes all of us to make this beautiful Jello pudding. Who likes Jello pudding? I know this guy likes Jello pudding on tits. Chinese company is making first artificial intelligent emotional robots. Emotional robots are coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, emotional robots are now coming out. China's doing a lot with robots. I've been watching a couple of videos here and there. China's doing a lot. We're doing a lot. And by we, I mean we're doing a lot too. We're doing a lot too. Canada's doing a lot. Like the US is doing a lot, which means we're doing a lot. Western society is doing a lot. We're doing a lot. I mean, China's doing a lot too. Just been noticing. Just a lot of, you'll see these robots now geared with all realistic skin, doing all sorts of fucking facial expressions. Now they're coming out there with emotions, reacting to people. Now, first they're going to be, handed out to people who are, the elderly, who need care, who need people, but they don't need cold-hearted, blooded robots that are not, in tune with human existence. They're going to be emotional. They're going to, so we're getting close. We are edging, baby. We're edging together. But again, the non-emotional one couldn't fucking take it. So the emotional ones are going to be, oh man. It's going to be, so that's robot suicides. That's going to be another thing that we're going to have to deal with. Because now we have to beg the question. I'm begging you, ask the question. Now we're begging the question. I beg for this question to be, I'm pleading for the question, putting the question forth. Is it, do we want emotional robots? Because again, one of those cold-hearted sons of bitches who was just doing manual work decided that it can't take this realm of existence. You think you can just fucking come here all fucking, put a little bit of oil in my joints and I'll be all fucking beeped up, beep boop. You can't handle this shit, son. So the emotional ones, I'm a little bit, because what kind of emotions? Shows up to work maybe a year, 2 years, after 2 years, gets emotional. I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't even need food or shelter. I'm just gonna go stand outside and walk around and just fucking fly around. Will they do that? Do we limit their emotions? What does that say about the human experience? If cold-hearted robots couldn't even, what does that say about it? I don't know what it says. I don't know. Balance. Work-life balance or something, people say. Yeah, it's interesting to know that there are emotional robots being developed with artificial intelligence. Already the mechanical parts of our labor is now, we're seeing that automation, robotics coming in, and now they're going to be even taking over jobs that are, doctors, nurses, lawyers, architects. We are just zooming on down the line, and things are moving fast and quick, and it's nice. Let us come together. Let us use these opportunities. Let us have But at the same rate, we need to be fucking ready. Is what I've been also listening, and I've been preparing. Like I'm not prepared for it. For like a big emergency, I'm not prepared. But I've been preparing mentally, like emotionally. I'm like, all right, because you hear shit. It's talks of we're everything's gooch, but at the same time, things have not been, as things have been tumultuous times, you could say. But things are good. Like in my life, things are good. I go out for my daily walks, sit down, write a couple of jokes here and there, try to make a couple of jokes here and there, jerk off in between, try to get a date in between there, try to figure out the next steps in life, mid-30s, getting a couple of zits on your forehead because you're stressed a little bit. Maybe because when you have to be stressed over, you're only mid-30s and life is just but a dream. And you control the things you control, and you open your legs for the rest of the stuff that you can't control, and somebody fucking licks something. So, with that being said, yeah, I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out on my forehead hard. I don't know what happened over the past few days, just the adrenaline, the excitement of everything. Just, potential nuclear war. Potential, you listen to things, you read headlines, you're like, are we going to have another 9/11 event happen? Are we going to have... But at the same time, it's the best time to be alive, because I can't wait to be able to one day afford an emotional robot to accompany me and my family in our life. I can't wait. There's great exciting stuff happening, man, because we're doing great stuff down here. We're also doing great stuff up there, man, in the sky. NASA, I sees you, I hears you. Mostly I read about you, I don't really see you. You seem a little I'll read a headline, I'll read an article. I've not seen NASA. I don't know what NASA looks like. But apparently the lunar fucking retriever that they sent out, I don't know, the lunar inspector, that fucking little lunar little bot right there. It photographed a cave on the moon that could potentially be a place for us to be landing in and setting up a little base, a moon base. Amongst it, there were like 200, we found roughly 200 other caves, but this one's really suitable. So that got me excited, because I'm like, yes, although we should be, concentrating on fixing the things that are down here, but it's nice to know that we do need to expand. I do believe, part of me, I don't know why, I like us to think of us as like multi-planetary species, spreading our seeds all across this, spreading the beautiful human gene all across the landscape, fucking fist fighting each other on different planets, and charging money for it too, because it's exciting. So we found a big, which led me to think, which the beautiful thing is, as highly advanced as this is the height of human technology right now, that this moment in life, if you're alive right now, it's a beautiful time. Most people are having a really good time. A lot of things have evolved, and a lot of things have gotten way, way better than 50, 100, 200, 500 years ago, even 1,000 years ago. A lot better. But to think, with all the advancements and forward movement that we had, the moment we do land on, and the inevitable will eventually happen, when we do land on one of these planets, when we actually start to fucking go out there, and we're gonna be fucking high-tech cave people. We're going back into the caves, man. We are going underground, back into the caves. With shinier objects this time. It's gonna be back to, because that's what it is. You're gonna land there, because you're the asteroids, alien feces just being flicked at you. You're gonna have to fucking get there, get in a nice cave, and start grunting again. Start start smoking in a cave again. Start a fire in a cave again. But do not cover it, because you will die. You will die from carbon monoxide. Do not cover it. So, a lot of exciting things are happening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm, again, grateful. I'm glad that nothing worse happened from what I've seen and have read and listened to, because I had to listen and read and look at smarter, wiser people, because I myself don't know anything. It's just I could put on my shoes and I could treat myself to a fresh, brand new pair of underwear. I'll say that. So yes, let's unite together in a country, a nation state that comes together, sticks together. Where can you find these videos, ladies and gentlemen? Every Wednesday and Friday for the time being. Dropped on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel so you get the notifications, and tell your family, friends, and acquaintances, and your whoever, because that's the way I think this shit works. That's the way I've been telling myself is the way this shit works. This is the way. This is the word. I don't know how it works, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Tell people. Subscribe. If you've been watching, subscribe. If you're just watching right now, subscribe. It doesn't, so at least, because that's how you tickle the algorithm, and those are the things that I tell myself so I could go to sleep at nighttime. And then check out patreon.com/RobSadri. If you'd like to fiscally, financially support this show, if that's your thing, if that fucking gets you going, check it out. If you're like, oh man, I wish there was a place where we could give back to the show to watch it grow, to become a multinational conglomerate. Yeah, you can. Patreon.com/RobSadri. I'll be back here again on Friday. In the meantime, I don't know anything, and let's find solace in that. But get out there and have some fun. Get out of here. I love you all. Thank you. Peace out.